All right, what is up, everybody? Shell Scout 0013 here, reporting in for some news of the points adjustments. So I kind of wanted to create a list talking about the different adjustments that were made and kind of the point differentiations, I should say, or the point differences, and kind of just give you what I think and kind of go from there and show you a few differences. And yeah, if you haven't already, go ahead and head to the Discord. I see everyone posting so much in here, and it's so nice to see everyone, just kind of digging in, chiming in, you know, doing any list building suggestions, like posting lists that they want suggestions on, and, posting their hobbies. And then anyone who's posting their work in progress, it's kind of nice to see all of the stuff going on. Everyone who's posting, it's awesome. Like the paintings that y'all are doing are really nice. The things that y'all are posting are really nice. Y'all are really good to each other. This is one of the best Discords I've enjoyed being in and love, and everyone here is just really cool. So I really, really appreciate everyone who's joined and everyone who does, post whatever they can and whatever they want. I'm checking it kind of every day, posting in when I can in between work or in between clients and stuff sometimes. So keep doing it. This is really, really cool to see. And sometimes, I'll post like a little random list, especially in the Empire, because that's mostly what I'll play. This one has 3 Death Troopers. This one has the Inferno Squad, and then Iden, Krennic, and then 4 Naked Stormtroopers. 10 activations. It looks like a lot of fun. It's going to be great firepower, but it'd be weak against, anyone who is force using, because there's no force users, and there's not really much high velocity or pierce. It's just kind of just as much firepower as you can give. So I don't know how well it would do, but it just sounded like a fun list. And then anyone who, if you've got other ideas and things that you want to do, just post it. And I appreciate everyone who does. And then if you haven't already, get ready for the new year by subscribing for $15 a month to the Burn Academy, which is my online app and business. And you'd get 3, 4, 5, and 6 day week workout programs, all different things. And just kind of, if trying to give people who don't either have a lot of time or a lot of days to work out multiple options. And there's lots of different workouts in there, videos, and this is really good for the new year. If you don't have a plan, you don't have a coach, you don't know what you're doing, this is wonderful to go ahead and download the app, use everything, watch the videos, learn what you can, and go from there. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the rules updates, what I think, and the differences. Also, if you haven't already, you can head to the Discord. I've kind of posted this on there, which kind of gives you an overview of what was changed and what wasn't. And then obviously, as you can see, pretty much the entire Galactic Republic, or the Republic, the clones, have seen the only points drops. No one else except for Empire with the Death Troopers have seen a points decrease. But this is just kind of a good little visual of how many points have changed. The only thing I can see that's wrong is the 78 was the ARC Troopers, not 76. But thank you to the person in Facebook who actually posted this. You did wonderful. Thank you. But okay, so let's look at the Galactic Empire. So the DF-90 mortar went up 2 points. I don't know why. I'm not sure. I thought it was really nice the fact that you could have 3 shores, 3 mortars with the heavy in the shores, and it would be cheaper than 6 decked out units of storms. But I think that this is going to be a good push and good reason to take stormtroopers more often now. Yes, they are more mobile and versatile in lots of different situations, and decking them out, especially with Blizzard Force, decking them out is going to be really nice. And the fact that they didn't go up, or Blizzard Force wasn't changed at all, I think is wonderful for the Blizzard Force. So they're going to really keep seeing a lot of play. And then the DLT Death Trooper went down 4 points. So I mean, you're going to see a lot more Death Troopers, I think, because in that list that I just kind of showed and went over with the Empire, obviously when we look at Iden, sorry guys, I need my water. Offensive push was 4 and situational awareness is 2. Well, now we're increasing. So it's going to be another 4 more points and you're getting up to 125. Well, if you decided to take one of the Death Troopers, this is now 30 points and only 102. So you just kind of saved what you did, saved a few points, and now you're saving an extra 4 points here. Although, the Inferno Squad, the offensive push went up, you're kind of still saving points altogether. Now, I put the comms relay on one of the Death Troopers because with Krennic, the entourage kind of giving an order to one of the death troopers, you can use that, you can use that comms relay to give that order to either Aiden or the Inferno Squad, who'd be able to coordinate technically to one of the core, which is why I like the shores, because of fire support. If you had the Inferno Squad and you were able to give them an order and you gave one of the shores the order, they could coordinate to even a mortar, and so you'd have 3 orders out, and then you'd be able to fire support the mortar with maybe the Inferno Squad. There was so much wonderful stuff, which is the reason why I think ultimately they went up on the mortar. But that's it. So everything else is really safe and really good to go, and that's wonderful news for the Blizzard Force. So the Rebels didn't get any change at all. They were like, you know what, Rebels, y'all are good. And in my opinion, I think that's fine. I think they're great. There's nothing really wrong with them. Maybe the Tauntaun Riders could have come down 5 points. But other than that, I think everything works out really nicely. And the Rebels are still doing good. I don't like the Battle Force necessarily. I think that could be, I don't know how it'd be amped up. It's not, but, I like Rebels. And I bought into the Galactic Civil War, so I've expanded my Rebels big time. But I'd still rather prefer Empire, in my opinion. But, the fact that the Rebels are going to get hurt from just the normal upgrades. So now if we take a look real fast at the neutral upgrades, Vigilance, which you primarily see in Shadow Collective and Rebels, it's gone up big time. So that's going to really hurt and the Rebels and, Shadow Collective. Burst of Speed's going to hinder every Force user. So that's just an overall thing. You're not going to see probably very many people, if any, now take this, because all the other Force upgrades that are just as good, if not better, they'll probably take those. Burst of Speed was really good to get them into melee as fast as possible, but I think it should have probably gone up to either 5 or 8 points, maybe not 10. But I don't know. Y'all leave your comments down below on what you think the, points adjustments have done to your faction, because I'm interested to see what people who usually play the clones think, and then the people who have pretty much gone in on Shadow Collective, what your thoughts are now, because I bought Shadow Collective, and Vigilance now going up, especially when you can have 3 to 4 pike capos just are on the field. I mean, up to 4, no one's going to take 4, but I've seen 3. So if someone had 3 and maybe had Vigilance twice, instead of 10 points altogether, you're at 24 points altogether. So oh man, that's just a lot more points. And, just real quick, I was able to use the Legion HQ before they updated it. So it's all updated now. But beforehand, if we just, we put Vigilance on the Pike Capo, we just had a naked, almost, unheavy. We didn't have heavy on both of these units. They just had the upgrades. So to make them all Courage 2, this is 172 for 3 activations. The same thing now is 190. So that's 18 extra points just on these 3. So imagine having a whole army now of most of these. You're probably going to stop taking them in order to try and meet the requirements, but it's going to be fun now trying to make, these lists in Shadow Collective that are all 10 points and whatnot. And, I think that this also ultimately hurts the Mandalorian Super Commandos too, because you were hoping for super cheap Pike Capo or just Pike foot soldiers, those Pike units, in order to get a solid 9 axe with the 4 Super Commandos and Gar Saxon. It's just not going to work now. So, yeah. Grappling hooks went up. So I'm going to go ahead and just go over the neutral upgrades. Grappling hooks went up by a point. Not sure why. I liked the fact that it was just 1 point, but, sure. The offensive push went up 2 points. I didn't see it that often, but I don't think they needed to fix it. That was kind of out of nowhere, but sure. Okay, fine. The situational awareness, yeah, okay. As much as I love it being 2 points, I understand it going up another 2 points. They're going to have to clarify on the card about the support units that can take situational awareness, like Tauntauns, if that's going to stay at 4 as well, and you're just going to nuke that and just keep it at 4 in general, or if that's going to go up at all. I hope not, because I think the reason they tried to increase situational awareness and vigilance was to decrease the dodge spam, especially with vigilance. But situational awareness is really good. And again, I took it on practically everybody, on, Boba, Din, Iden. Anytime I'd play them, they've got situational awareness on them. And so this is going to hurt kind of a little bit of me. But again, mostly this is going to hurt Rebels a lot in a way. These upgrades, I should say. Tenacity has gone up. That's going to kind of suck because I liked it being at 4, but I understand it going up to 6. Definitely a good call. Up close and personal, yes, I agree. 8 points is fine. Kind of expected in a way, because up close and personal, and situational awareness on Din and, even Boba or someone that is capable of having 2 upgrade slots, it's a very powerful combination. And I loved that combination, especially with Din. If you did bring the spear, you could attack with the spear and roll your aim to get that Pierce 1. And then with the gun, which has versatile, you can shoot outside of, melee to get that dodge. And then you'd have situational awareness, and then maybe you'd have another aim already, and then you can make that lethal. So you've got Pierce in 2 different attacks against 2 different units, and there's just so much that can be done now. So it's going to be a little harder on him. He's going to be a lot more expensive now because situational awareness going up 2 points, and then up close personal going up. So he's going to be, instead of 145, technically in my cases 150, and that that's kind of tough. So I feel like some bids might go down, but that's just up to you guys. All right, so let's go to the Galactic Republic and the Separatists. So the Separatists didn't see anything, and I think hopefully, since the Georgicus didn't see a decrease in points, that they gain surge to hit. That's just my opinion. Like I said, I don't play CIS, but it's kind of sad to see that the Georgicus don't surge to hit. It'd be nice. Well, whatever. We'll get there at some point in the different clarifications for the rules and kind of like what they can do. And I think that's coming later on. I'm not exactly sure when. If you do know, you can leave that in the comments. But yeah, like I said, the ARC troopers now have gone down from 78 to 72. And then the ARC strike teams went from, I think, 27 to 24. So 6-point decrease and then 3-point decrease. That's nice. And the phase 2 clone troopers have gone down from 62 to 60. So that's even nicer. So you're going to be able to fit more in a 501st battle force now, which is good news. Hopefully, when they do kind of like the rules update and stuff, that they take out the support requirement for the 501st. And I think that would then finally make the 501st battle force more palatable and way more playable, because having to have a support unit in there is not the greatest. I feel like they were trying to focus more on the arcs, Anakin in the phase 2s, so that's what they kind of should have gone with. But that's my opinion. A guy here ranting on the internet. I know most people don't really care about people ranting on the internet, but I appreciate you guys actually watching. But yeah, so let's go to the upgrades. So the phase 1s upgrades all got decreases, which is nice to see. And then the clone commander and all of the specialists got decreases as well. So that's going to be fantastic for the clones. I think maybe some phase 2s, like the phase 2 Z6, probably should have gone down a little bit. That's my opinion. I don't know. I just think this is going to be great for anyone who's in who's playing clones. So if you are playing clones, go ahead and comment down below what you're excited about when it comes to the point decreases. Like I said, the Magna Guard have gone up now from, I think, 28 to 34, if I'm not mistaken. So if we just go down real quick, we look at the Magna Guard. Yeah, so a 6-point increase. And the nose mounted ion blaster had a 15-point increase, which is right here. That's super drastic in my opinion, but I don't know. You guys need to let me know what you think about that 15-point increase. That's huge. And sure, okay, fine. You're probably not going to see it played for a long time, and it might have been a little overcompensation to just either I just don't think anyone's going to really see it anymore unless they try to stick. There's, yeah, I don't know. We're going to definitely see the meta change. We're definitely going to see what synergies have been demolished and now created. And it's just going to be interesting. The 6-point increase with the Magna Guard, that's fine because it's a single rainbow, 2 to 4. It doesn't exhaust. It's amazing. It's kind of, such a good gun, and it going up, that's fine. I think it does need to. Hopefully, either it doesn't exhaust still and it keeps its just normal shooty, but that we'll see what happens when those rules upgrades happen. And then here we go. So the mercenaries, I don't understand why Bosk and Cad are on here in blue because they didn't change at all. They're still 105, and they've always been 105 after the new cards were printed. So yeah, I'm not sure. But the Pike Capo has gone up from 45 to 48. Let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and go to here. So yeah, the Pike Capo went from 45 to 48, and then the Pike Capo foot soldiers went from 40 to 44, which I was expecting. I was definitely expecting 44, that number, mostly because I think that the regular rebel troopers are around that, if I'm not mistaken. Fleet troopers are 40, so they're probably just 40, honestly. But yeah, I think 44 is actually a good choice for the pikes. It's just gonna suck now because you're trying to, for Shadow Collective, I feel like they're trying to bust out and be good, and they are, and this is gonna kind of kick them in the nuts a little bit and kind of slow them down. I'm happy that Maul didn't see an increase, or anyone didn't see an increase that I like the Mandos. But with all of these other things increasing, it's going to be harder to make a pure Mando based list, which I'm trying to come up with. And I've seen Rob Tyson on the Discord do, when I've played him, he did very well. He had a Maul and 4-unit Mando list in it, 9 activations at some point, and it was awesome. I think they're fast, they're really versatile, and it's fun to see. So I think with the Pike foot soldiers trying to be in the background naked, it just hinders the upgrades that you're going to be able to bring on the Mandos. But you're not really seeing a ton of Mando use in the meta anyway, so we'll see what winds up happening. And I wanted to kind of go over some differences in the lists. So let's just kind of real quick look at a standard 501st list that you would kind of maybe want to come up with, just again to go with the arcs and some phase 2s. I didn't do too many of the upgrades and stuff, but I just kind of wanted to go and see what the differences were. So with 9 activations, with Anakin, with Force Push, Saber Throw, Endurance, Tenacity, 180. Not bad. That's going to pretty much stay the same anyway, except for Tenacity is going to go up by 2 points. But now the Clone Commander, the phase 2s have gone down by 2 points, so that's going to kind of equal out. And then the phase 2s with 5s, you've got 2 normal ARC troopers with the DC 15. You have a strike team with Echo, and then you have another strike team with the just strike, the sniper, and then a bark speeder. This is only 804 points, so we'd have to get rid of something in the old lists in order to fit this in. If we did the same exact list here, we're only looking at 784. So you have a bid with the same exact list you would have had a little while ago, and now it's just even better. Now you can actually probably put someone here on the bark speed. Actually, you probably wouldn't. It's a little too much. Sorry, I take that back. But you might be able to put a comms on the bark speeder. You've got 16 points to give yourself that bid. If you wanted, honestly, you could probably go with something else. I'm not exactly sure what would be the best, list at the moment, because we have to include at least 1 clone trooper. So let's go ahead and get rid of that clone trooper unit because we don't have to have 2. And let's give ourselves another bark speeder. That's 779 now. Okay, so that still gives us 9 activations. And if we could eventually find a way. Maybe the reason I have the clone commander on here was to be able to give out an order to the phase twos, who would be able to give out an order to one of the ARC troopers when they needed it, because the clone commander just helps a little bit with having some extra orders on the board already. But if honestly you wanted to, you could get rid of that clone commander and give yourself another bark speeder. So now you've got 3. Wait. You're only allowed 2? Man, all right, my bad. See, this is the mistake that I always make for some battle forces when it's not Empire. So you can't really have 3 bark speeders. That's insane. So yeah, you're gonna have to have your commander for 779. You could do your offensive push now for 6 points, which is 785, giving you the 15-point bid. Again, you're only having 2 bark speeders. So honestly, just trying to hopefully achieve the objectives. It's just going to be a little bit harder because now, you're going to be short a little bit. You kind of want some sort of speed 3 for, bombing run, maybe breakthrough, with breakthrough. So let's clear this real quick. Let's see. And let's also go back here and kind of clear it and see what it would be then. So let's go with Clone Captain Rex. Let's kind of build him out just a little bit. So honestly, how I kind of liked him was with the jetpack rockets. You could do the recon intel. You might want to do prepared supplies. Aggressive tactics wouldn't be that bad. And, up close and personal. It's a little bit more expensive now, but let's just go with it. This is the old one. Old ones, I should say. Battle Force. Let's go with the fact that we've got to have our supports. Let's go with the fact that we have to have our ARC troopers. Let's go with, again, here. You got your Echo, and then your normal sniper there. You've got to have a core. That's a phase 2. And we're going to give the 5s to him. Okay, you've got your clone captain. Let's go ahead and give yourself the clone commander 2 at the moment, with maybe offensive push. Let's see. And so the thinking of this at the moment is Clone Captain Rex would be able to have scouting party, and the clone commander and the phase 1s could go with him. The ARC troopers would have their own scouts already, or own scout 2, I think. Yeah, already. So that wouldn't matter. And if you wanted to give Captain Rex, recon intel, he'd have scout 2. So they'd all have scout 2. Your barks wouldn't be able to be inside the deployment zone the whole time if they wanted to stay there, and or one of the phase 2s or someone could stay into the deployment zone if you had a breakthrough. But because you've got 2 barks and stuff like that, breakthrough wouldn't be that bad. Also because you'd have everyone already outside of the deployment zone. Recover the supplies would also be really easy because, again, you're already pretty much probably could start out close to the middle box with the scouts that you've got. Hostage exchange would be really, really nice, and probably you could probably gain control of the middle objective and intercept the transmissions really fast. Or, with the amount of long range guns that you do have and bark speeder being able to interfere with it a little bit, you might be able to do payload. Bombing run might also be your best bet because of your speed 3. So you've got that. And this is old, so it's going to be way cheaper in the new one. So I won't go too much into the rest of that, but let's just kind of put this into the new stuff. So let's go with Rex and the clone commander. And like I said, Rex was going to go with aggressive tactics. You have the gear of the jetpack rocket, which is only 5 points. And then I put up close and personal and recon just in case. So up close and personal to make sure that he gains what he needs to. And if you wanted to have him with recon intel, you could. We don't necessarily have to have that. Again, if we wanted to try offensive push, we could try that. We'll have the phase 2 with 5s, nothing else. We got to have our 2 bark speeders, and then we're going to have our ARC troopers and our strike teams. So with the ARC troopers, let's go ahead and do the DCs, and then with the strike teams, we're going to have one with Echo, sorry, and then the other one just with the DC-15. So that's 9 activations, 733, 9 activations, 748. So yeah, we're doing a wonderful, wonderful job right now with the 501st and what they're being able to bring. So technically, man, you can't bring another support because that's all you're allowed to have. We have all of the strike team or arcs that we're allowed to have. There's no operatives. We don't really have anyone there. And we've already got 2 commander slots taken up. So really the only thing that we could bring again is an extra just phase 2s, giving you 793. For 10 activations, I think that that's actually really, really good. We're going to start seeing some awesome stuff for Battle Force, or for the 501st Battle Force. Man, ooh, I'm so excited. But yeah, so that's 10 activations, 793. That gives you, again, so much. And the objectives. So if you honestly wanted to with the commands, so Call Me Captain would be great. And, well, I think all his command cards would actually be really good. Synchronized Offensive could be all right, but where's the Battle Force? Command cards. Did I? Aha, Lead from the Front. That's right. They didn't really have one. So Lead from the Front, Tactical Planning, and Leader of the 501st. All of those are the actual command cards. So when building command hand, treat this card as it has 2 pips. After a friendly commander issues an order, choose 3 other units within range 1 of the command unit, and then each token gains an aim or dodge. So with Clone Captain Rex, you'd be able to give out some of the surge tokens to 1 person, as far as I know. Yeah, to 1 unit. But then, the clone captain or clone commander could probably give out something to 5s, which could give out something to maybe one of the arc strike teams with Echo, and give yourself some even more of those surges. But if with scouting party, hopefully you can keep the clone commander super close, and you can also keep one of these phase 2s super close and go with that one. That one wouldn't be the worst to choose from. And tactical planning, with the fact that you've got, the special forces units or both of your bikes, if you wanted to bring those, technically you could. And then with leaders of the 501st, anyone who's in range of Rex is going to gain Indomitable, range 1 and 2, I should say. But I don't know if, because we have so many more clones, maybe using Attack of the Clones would be better, especially with just Rex in there. But yeah, so this is kind of like a little bit of a gun line, and mostly just your clone ball. And I think that's why Clone Captain Rex can do so well with this one. And then you've got your Barks just naked, trying to get some objectives done if they can. So yes, Gar is going to see a massive upswing, I feel like, and it's going to be great to play it now. I don't necessarily need to do another list with a bunch of other stuff like Empire or whatnot, just because small things have changed, and the only big changes came for clones. So I'm just kind of going over maybe like the 501st, because that's going to be one of the bigger things that can be, changed. It's finally great to be able to see Gar coming along. So that's Gar. That's 10 activations. Let's kind of change this over to the mercenaries. There we go. Aha. All right. We made it work. Yeah, it's just going to be harder. Let's just say we go with Maul again, and we try to kind of stick with pikes like they've been doing. But let's just take one of the top 8 lists from packs and put it in here and see how it goes. So let's just quickly look at it real fast. We're going to have 3 pikes, 2 with vigilance. So let's just go ahead and go with 3 pikes. 2 of them are going to have vigilance. All right, and then we have what, Maul, who's got force push, choke, tenacity, force push, force choke, and tenacity. And the dark saber. All right, that's a good idea. So you got 4 different commanders. Now we gotta have our pikes and our 2 Black Sun enforcers that he had with just the Vigo to give it courage 2 and go after objectives, which really was smart in my opinion, because that gives you that extra surge to defense if you needed it. And then, yeah, fully kitted out pikes. And there's 4, I think. Yeah, for 10 activations. 796 versus 849. So you went from, just a 4-point bid. It's not very much to being over 50 more points. Oh man. So again, like I said, the Shadow Collective has taken a massive, massive hit, and this is going to be so much harder to run for everybody that people didn't want to see pike spam anymore. I don't think you are, but at the same time, I think overall the Shadow Collective has gone down. And that was my biggest fear for Shadow Collective. And it was proven to be right, because trying to get the same thing in is not going to happen. And granted, the top list was obviously Kyle's Blizzard Force, which, I love this list. I honestly took out all the emergency responders and put in a medic for myself and did some other different things for mine. But, yeah, you're not going to be able to see this happen anymore, because, you're going up for more points. But for the most part, again, Empire is still dominating and still doing so well. And yeah, we're probably going to see less pikes in the Republic, mostly because they're up and they're already in an expensive force and faction. But now that they've seen a little bit of improvement, we'll see what happens. But yeah, guys, that is it. I hope that this was kind of helpful. Again, go to the Discord and you'll be able to find, just what I've posted with the, let's see, was it here or was it? Yeah, just kind of posted this here for you guys. That way you have it. If you haven't joined the Discord, go ahead and join the Discord. If you need a plan for the new year, go ahead and head to theBurnAcademy.com and subscribe now for $15 a month. And if you're curious about any of the actual, just kind of seeing everything, then you can go to Atomic Mass Games and go to their Star Wars Legion documents. But like I said, there's a comment with the screenshot here of this, or you can go to the Discord under general chat and check it out. But I'll see you guys in the next video. I was trying to come out with a Callus list, but now since, everything has been changed, I didn't work on any lists this week for videos because I knew that the points update was coming. So yeah, and now I'm going to try to start making new lists and new ideas. And if you guys now with the new points updates have any questions about the 501st Battle Force, maybe I'll revisit that if you guys are interested. But yeah. All right, guys. I'll catch you later in the next video again. Take it easy, and may the Force be with you.